If you're over 65, there's something I need you to know. Every night, as you close your eyes and drift into sleep, your heart faces one of its greatest tests. Not because of your age, not because of what you eat or drink, but because of something far more invisible and far more powerful. You see, science tells us that heart attacks don't just begin in the arteries. They begin in the mind, in the weight of the heart itself, in the emotions we carry quietly, night after night. And that's why, after 65, your heart may be in danger, unless you do this before bed. Before I tell you what this is, let me tell you a story, because it might just save your life, or the life of someone you love. The story of Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry was 71. He lived alone since his wife passed away 5 years earlier. Every night, he followed the same quiet routine: dinner, television, then bed. But what nobody saw was the storm he carried inside. He still blamed himself for something that happened decades ago. A fight he never resolved with his brother, a word he never apologized for, a silence that grew so heavy it became part of him. One evening, Henry went to bed feeling that same ache in his chest, not pain, but pressure. He told himself it was just age, but the truth is, it was heartbreak, the kind that medicine can't measure. That night, while his body rested, his heart didn't, because while he tried to sleep, his mind replayed old memories, old regrets, old guilt. At 2:47 a.m., Henry suffered a mild heart attack. He survived. But when the doctor explained what likely triggered it, he was stunned. The doctor told him something that changed his life. "Henry, your heart isn't breaking because of cholesterol. It's breaking because of what you refuse to let go." That sentence hit him harder than any diagnosis. And it's what inspired the truth of today's message. Your emotional state before sleep is one of the strongest predictors of your heart's health after 65. What science knows, but few talk about. We often think of heart attacks as a result of clogged arteries, high blood pressure, or poor diet. And yes, those matter. But here's what most people don't know. Studies from the American Heart Association and Harvard Medical School have shown that chronic emotional stress, resentment, and loneliness can double, even triple, your risk of a heart attack, especially at night or early in the morning. Why? Because your emotions don't disappear when you close your eyes. They live in your body. When you go to bed angry, anxious, or burdened, your nervous system stays alert. Your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, stress hormones meant to protect you in danger. But when they remain elevated night after night, they inflame your blood vessels, raise your blood pressure, and weaken your heart muscle. You might be lying still, but inside, your heart is fighting a silent battle. So what should you do before bed to protect it? You must release, forgive, breathe, and let go. That is the this that saves lives. The nighttime habit that heals the heart. Before you sleep, take 5 minutes, just 5. Sit on the edge of your bed, close your eyes, and ask yourself one simple question. What am I still carrying that doesn't belong in my heart tonight? It could be anger towards someone you love. It could be guilt for something you can't change. Or fear of tomorrow, of illness, of loneliness. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, feel it, and then let it go. Because here's the truth. Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day, and it deserves not just oxygen but peace. I've treated hundreds of older patients who changed their lives, not through surgery or pills, but through emotional release before sleep. One of them was Mrs. Grace, age 69. She suffered from high blood pressure and insomnia for years. She told me she would often lie awake replaying arguments with her son, thinking of all the things she could have said differently. Her mind never rested. So I gave her a prescription, not for medicine, but for forgiveness. Every night before bed, she placed her hand on her chest and said, "I forgive. I release." I rest. 3 weeks later, her blood pressure stabilized. She began sleeping through the night. Her energy returned. She told me something beautiful. "Doctor, I didn't know that forgiveness could lower blood pressure, but it did. The heart-mind connection. Modern cardiology is beginning to understand what ancient wisdom always knew. The heart and mind are inseparable. When you feel fear, sadness, or regret, your body releases signals that constrict arteries and speed up your heart rate. When you feel gratitude or peace, your body releases nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes your vessels and improves circulation. So literally, peace opens your arteries, anger closes them. And here's the remarkable thing: it doesn't take months of therapy or expensive supplements. It begins with a single act: choosing calm before you sleep. The science of letting go before bed. Researchers from Stanford University discovered that nighttime stress, especially right before sleep, increases the risk of nocturnal hypertension, irregular heartbeat, and heart attack in seniors. But here's what surprised them. Those who practiced nightly gratitude or forgiveness reduced their cardiovascular risk markers by up to 42%. It wasn't what they ate, it was what they felt. Your last thoughts before sleep shape your body's chemistry for the next 8 hours. If you fall asleep angry, your body produces inflammation. If you fall asleep peaceful, your body produces healing. That's why the simple act of emotional cleansing before bed is more powerful than most medications. The emotional cleansing ritual. I call it the heart reset ritual, and it's incredibly simple. Sit or lie down comfortably. Turn off the lights, silence your phone, and take a deep breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel it beating. That rhythm is life, your life. Whisper gratitude. Thank you for keeping me alive today. Thank you for every beat. Forgive. Think of one person or one memory that still hurts, and quietly say, I release you. I set myself free. Visualize peace. Picture your heart surrounded by soft light. Imagine it beating calmly, gently, steadily. Do this every night, even for just a few minutes, and you'll begin to notice something profound. Your mornings feel lighter, your pulse calmer, your heart stronger. The hidden cost of emotional weight. I once met a man named George, 68 years old, who came to me with constant chest tightness. He had perfect test results, no blocked arteries, no heart disease, but his heart still hurt. As we talked, tears filled his eyes. He confessed that his daughter hadn't spoken to him in years. Every night, he went to bed thinking about her, replaying the words that ended their relationship. Doctor, he said, I think my heart just misses her too much. That's when I told him the truth. Sometimes the heart aches not because it's weak, but because it's full of emotions that were never released. 2 weeks later, he reached out to his daughter. They spoke for the first time in years. That same night, for the first time in years, he slept peacefully. What you can do tonight. So if you're watching this right now and you're over 65, I want to give you a gentle challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, don't just brush your teeth or turn off the lights. Brush your mind, clean your heart, let go of the worry that tomorrow might bring. Forgive someone, even if they'll never know. And forgive yourself, because you deserve rest too. The body heals when the heart is at peace. A moment of reflection. Close your eyes right now, wherever you are. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale peace. Exhale everything that hurts. Feel your heartbeat. That's your story, your strength, your proof that you've made it through every challenge so far. You've carried so much in your life, but tonight you can choose to carry less, because no matter your age, the most powerful medicine still available to the human heart is peace. If this message touched your heart, type peace in the comments. Let it be your promise tonight to rest with peace, not with pain. And if you know someone over 65 who's been under too much stress, share this video. You might be saving a life. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, messages that don't just heal the body, but speak to the soul, because your heart deserves both. As you lie down tonight, remember this. Your heart has served you faithfully for decades. It has carried your laughter, your tears, your joy, your grief. It never stopped for a single moment, not even when life broke you. So, give it the gift it deserves. Let it rest in peace, not in pain. Because after 65, your heart doesn't just need medicine. It needs forgiveness. It needs love. It needs calm. And if you give it that, it will give you more mornings, more time, more life. If you've made it this far, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Rate this video from 1 to 10 in the comments and let us know what you think of the content. Your feedback is essential for us to keep bringing you useful and relevant information. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.